All right, hello. Um, don't think I'm crossing my eyes and not trying to give everyone attention, but this will not be long. I'm looking at the time; it's 4:37. I actually plan to go live at 4:21. I wanted to sync with my limited time resurrection credit repair special that I have going on, and I really thought long and hard about doing this special because I don't like at all offering discounts on my work because of the quality of my work and the results that I get, right. And I do not like ever the concept of offering anything that I do as it relates to credit for a discounted price because and I'm trying to figure out how to go live on Instagram all at the same time because nah. So just hold on. I won't be long. Let me make this announcement. The reason why I'm attempting to go live on Instagram as well is because okay, I think I'm live. Let me try to prompt this. Is because evidently um Instagram is really hello everyone coming in is not aware of the financial crisis that we're currently in because someone shared a video on one of my Instagram posts. I mean, shared a post on one of my Instagram, and a couple of people on IG because I don't go live on IG a lot. Um, a couple, let me comment here, of people on IG said, "Hey, we're not in a recession. What are you talking about?" Um, so let me get this set up and you all come in. Um, Make sure you hit like and hit share. It doesn't cost anything. If you're on YouTube, give me hearts. Periscope, give me hearts. Hit that blue button on Facebook. Um, and give me a couple of minutes or seconds rather to get this uh, set up. So it's probably why I don't go live on Instagram that much. I don't know much about this platform. So give me a couple minutes to type in. I promise you, I want to get back to the LA game. Got the Clippers and Golden State, so this won't be long. But I need to drop this knowledge on you, and then I will be also live later on this evening talking about the conference that I have coming up. Um, okay, so let me. Yeah, I think I got that toast in. That post in. So hello, everyone coming in. Again, I'm not on Instagram as much, but let me drop these facts and then I get into Happy Easter, beautiful. Thank you so much, Vincent on YouTube. Do you have a 695 FICO scores? All my scores, all my credit cards have zero balance, but I do have 15 inquiries. Chad, I'll get you back on Facebook. He says, Chad says people don't want to believe we are headed for a recession. However, the proof is in the pudding. That is so correct, Chad. Vincent, inquiry removal is a different service. It does not come with the 421 special, but it's not much more higher. Vincent, happy Easter. You all coming in on Facebook. Happy Easter, happy Easter. So, Vincent, my inquiry removal, I'll do a special on it today as well. It ends at midnight, right? I'll do that for 450. You say you have 15, but I need to see your credit report, Vincent, inquiries, and I really want to get into student loan as well. How student loan and bankruptcy affect your credit report, right? How student loan, yeah, look at all the businesses that are closing, and bankruptcy affect your credit report and inquiries as it relates to or inquiries, whichever way you want to phrase it, becoming a homeowner, or if you're a business owner, you want to get business credit. Business credit gets the best credit because it does not show on your personal credit report. Okay, Jamel, I no longer talk about that book or discuss it, but congratulations. And the reason being, Jamel, a lot of people they order that book and they want to do it themselves. And but I'm glad you ordered. I hope you can figure it out. But then they want to call and contact me for the free coaching advice of how to use it. And that's when you compare my time and how much I make per minute or hour to do a credit report. Even me offering a 50-minute, 30-minute consultation to explain how to put those practices into act was not the best of my time. So I stopped talking about it. I unlisted all my videos about it, and I don't discuss it anymore because when people can't read and apply the principles, which means if they don't have the credit restoration background, then they often want to reach out to me for free advice. So that was too time consuming for me. So Vincent, I will leave information in this description on YouTube on how you can email me your credit report, and we'll look at getting those inquiries out. So let's talk about getting right into it. Again, if you're on Facebook, hit that blue button. Doesn't cost anything to share, right? Sharing is caring. Hello, Instagram. Glad you all to tune in today. So let's look at it to the stats right now. Why we're heading to a bigger, greater depression since the 1930s, right? First of all, General Motors um, layoff. We have General Motors, Chrysler, Ford, the biggest layoff, the big three automobile vehicle industry, right? Retail stores are closing. You got Michael Kors closing 30 stores. You got Payless that's closed 2,100 stores. Tesla closing all physical locations. Um, let's see, Pepsi layoff workers, millions of workers. They get offering severance pay. We know Fred's just closed hundreds of stores. Um, um, what was that buyout? I think Family Dollar or Dollar General, one of those buyouts. Um, you got Kohl's, Macy, Nordstrom, Toys R Us already closed, Sears has already closed. Home sales has dropped 8.5%. And for some reason, people think the recession just means looking at home more. That's not, I'm talking about our retail stores are closing, right? Thank you so much for the thumbs up on YouTube, Facebook. Show me some digital love, right? Yes, Chad, we got Sears. And then we have $1.66 billion in student loan debt, right? We have 7 million Americans, right, that are 90 days behind on auto loans. 7 million. The home sales, again, 8.5% down since January, the lowest since 2011. In Southern California is down 17%. And so when we look at the 3.8% of what the government is saying unemployment rate is, you have to understand that out of the millions of people in America, that 3.8% only represents, thank you for the digital love, it only represents 60,000 people that are surveyed, right? So you got 60,000 people that are surveyed, and these surveys comes in the form by phone calls, and those 60,000, that's how we say we are 3.8%. Now the stock markets are performing or well right now. Statistically, however, a lot of those stocks, the Dow Jones, they're showing high right now because the corporate owners are buying back their own stocks, right? So that's manipulating this system. So this is really like I said, I really don't ever want to lower my prices for credit services because the quality of my work never depreciates. So why should my prices? But I really thought about this is Resurrection Sunday. I am a Christian and I want to give people an opportunity. And that's why the window of opportunity closes at midnight tomorrow, right? So, if you ask me, don't message me and ask me, will this ever go on special again? I doubt it. Very seriously doubt it. That includes now inquiry removal is totally different, different service that does not include inquiry removals or inquiries. It does not include bankruptcy. Just know that bankruptcy takes up to 6 months to remove, but any bankruptcy can be disputed and deleted, right? Any public record, child support, tax liens, any judgment. And let's get into how student loans real quick and bankruptcies are affecting credit reports and your credit scores. Well, with student loan, what happens is um, either the DTI is short for the debt to income ratio. Either the DTI is very high, meaning that you have a high amount of debt showing your credit report. And Miko, I answered that in a few minutes about eviction. A high amount of debt showing your credit report, so it would disqualify you for business credit cards um, or home mortgages. That's why African Americans average about a 620 credit score. That bankruptcy, um, Mr. Jenkins, let me see. I've been in IT for over 20 years, and IT is the first department to hit when a company goes through a quote unquote layoff. Mr. Jenkins on Instagram, what's IT? So let me know what IT is on Instagram. And so there's two methods that I do with my credit services that a lot of people don't do, and this is what makes me special and unique. Unique. It's called removal, right? Which means you just get the student loans deleted, or reversal. Now, getting student loans deleted from your credit report does not uh, eliminate you or discharge you from paying the student loan, right? Your credit report is just like your report card in school. It's just reporting how you pay these companies. Do you pay them on time as agreed, or are you a late payer or slow payer? Do you have collections or charge off? So, okay, I answer this on YouTube. And so getting them deleted does not remove them from your credit reports. No, they don't. But happy resurrection to you, happy Easter to you as well. And but this is the key. When you have student loans that are in delinquent and they're showing 120 days late, that's prohibiting a lot of people. Okay, Mr. Jenkins, information technology, computer field. Are you affected by the layoff already? Since you've been there for 20 years, Mr. Jenkins. And so when those student loans showing delinquent or late, 120 days late, 90 days late on your credit report, that negatively affects and impact your credit report. Any late payment does. And so getting those late payments reversed to show paid as agreed, never late when they're delinquent boost your credit score, because for a lot of people, student loans are the longest amount of credit history that they have reported on their credit report. And I wasn't planning on using this board, but of course, I've written this some months ago. 35% of your credit score, 35% of your credit score is calculated by the history. How long have you been paying these accounts, and are these accounts showing in good standing? Now, okay, Mr. Jenkins. Now, Mr. Jenkins, I do have income shifting strategies, which means that if you want to get the most out of your paycheck right now, from your job, since you are an employee, if you have a W-4, I can get you $200 to $600 more out of your paycheck, right? And being that you may be affected by this economic reset or recession, why pay that money to the government all year? Let's get more money out of your paycheck, and just message me on Instagram, and then you can use that money to kind of prepare yourself in the event that you may be, excuse me, Facebook, affected by the layout. So message me and I'll give you that information. That I'm pretty sure that extra money coming out of your paycheck would definitely help. And I'll explain the process more. In the meantime, go to this website, www.incomeshifting.com. That's ICOMESHIFTING. Watch that 18-minute video, www.incomeshifting.com, and then message me and get back to me about how to I train you personally to apply those strategies so you can get more money out of your paycheck. And so okay, so now you have these student loans showing on your credit report. And because we know most people, a lot of people, they don't use student loans to go to school, right? They say they're going to school, but they get these high loans, high large amount. They use them for other reasons other than education, right? Because it's easy approval and oftentimes low interest rate, and it doesn't require a credit check. Okay, Mr. Jenkins. And so they abuse them, but they don't understand student loans stay with you to the death until you die. But I do have some strategies with student loans called can student loans be deleted if they have positive payment history to reduce? Yeah, that's one of my strategies, Mr. Chad. Even if you have positive payment history and you're trying to pretty much hide that debt from your credit report to reduce your debt to income ratio, we look at the strategies and what would be best for you. So it's two options. Either you can reverse them and show paid as agreed, so you can have great payment history. If there are low balances, under $5,000 or $10,000, that would be a great strategy versus deleting them. Um, or you just get to delete it altogether, especially when the balances are high and you're just hiding them from your credit report. But again, let me put this disclaimer: you still have to pay Department of Ed or My Fed Loan or Navient. You get delinquents back on those loans. You pay me to delete them, and then you don't pay them, and then now 6 months later they're back on your credit report as negative, right? So once you get something deleted, it can reappear on your credit report if you um, go back into negative status with them. However, there is a plan. Okay, Chad, with $80,000, you probably would want yours deleted and removed altogether, so it can help your debt to income ratio. Um, if you need an income driven repayment plan, then my business partner, he helps with that. So if you want to look at lowering your student, if you're paying high monthly payment on your student loan, I help with that as well, or I can plug you to a person that can help you. He can lower, and it's all a part of your tax strategy where you can lower the amount that you're paying back in student loans, right? And so again, this is limited time. This ends tomorrow. Central Standard Time is the time zone I'm in at midnight. It does not include inquiry. It does not include like payment removal. But if you have collections, charge offs, and it has to be not below 10. But if you have collections and charge offs on your credit report, you definitely want to take advantage of this $421 special in reference of 4/21/2019 Resurrection Sunday, offering you an opportunity for a limited time to lower, right, to lower at a low limited price to get these your credit report as high as you can to get some things refinanced. You might have high interest, you might have collections that's holding you back, and then if you're a person who has a skill in a trade, you need to get your personal credit score to a 620, right? So you can get business credit cards. Business credit cards, you can get up to 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 25,000, and they will not even show on your credit report. And if this is recession proof, if you are affected by the recession, you are laid off, you are some of these people who are losing their jobs, or you're losing your hours at work, and you want to start a business out of this recession. Maybe you're good at detailing, maybe you're good at lawn care, maybe you're good at baking pastries, right? And you need better equipment, and all of this equipment can be written off as tax deduction, so you're not wasting money, right? Did you know that you can pay your child instead of just giving them money for allowance? For example, you can pay your child or your children up to $12,000 once you become a business affiliate. And you might tell me, well, Miss Queen of Credit, I don't have a business idea. I don't want to mow yards. I'm not good at doing it. I thank you for the digital love, Bruno. You do it all the time. You should be my top fan. Well, I have a business in a kit that can help you get all the tax deductions that you would get if you had your own business. And guess what? You can still have tax write-offs such as your business mile, so that if you lost money through Trump's new tax laws, you can regain that money back. Some people lost thousands of dollars. You can regain that money back, as well as now bring more money home out of your paycheck every time you get paid. So you're bringing more money home out of your paycheck and you're gaining more from taxes. That's a win-win, right? Um, You feel bad for people with student loan. I paid mine, okay, through trade school. It was a 6.8. I'm okay. Did I say a 620 storm? Okay, 620 is for home. Um, if you're trying to get proof, thank you for the digital love for home mortgages. Yes, it is 680 for business credit. So I'm sorry about that. No bankruptcies can show on business credit. You can't have high student loan debt. So that's the strategy of removal or reversal. You know, some people have a very thin file and they don't have many things showing a credit report, and so their student loan history needs to stay on, but it's showing negative, and student loan late payments can be reversed, right? So if you have a low student loan balance, you can get those reversed to show positive as well. And then I think I've covered everything. What qualifies you for student loans? You can't have any late payments within the last 2 years, and you cannot. And this is even for mortgage. If you're trying to get approved for a home, you cannot have over 6 inquiries on your credit report within the last 6 months, right? Um, you only pay $80 per month, but your debt to income ratio is high. Okay, Chad. So removing those student loan from your credit report um, will be probably the best option for you. That's why I do customized credit consulting and coaching, right? Because everyone's situation is different. So Chad, that will work for you. All right. Instagram question: Would a 620 um, with a 620 get a home remodeling loan? It should, Mr. Jenkins, but I don't know who you're trying to get approved for. So I usually tell people in the home buying process or remodeling loan, have their lender to contact me directly, and we can handle that. But a 620 should across the board, long as you don't have any collections, charge offs, late payments in the last 2 years, and of course a bankruptcy. Um, YouTube, I have a question. You can remove your student's loan and remove her queries. Yes. And okay, and so also inquiries. You want to remove the ones that you got denied for, you did not get approved. So I don't remove inquiries or inquiries that you got approved, because now you're saying, hey, I did not give this company permission to pull my credit report, right? But you have the account, you have the loan, you have the credit card, and that can cause them to close that credit card or close that account. And you don't want that to happen, right? Because there will be a negative remark. So if you apply for something, you get denied, or get denied, you didn't give them permissible purpose to pull your credit, and yes, you can get those inquiries out. Um, Credit union, okay, you already have your house. Yes, Mrs. Jenkins, a 620 should help you. Just make sure you don't have any inquiries within the last 6 months, and that should be good. And also, Mr. Jenkins, with no collections, no charge offs for that home finance. Um, which one show you a real score? Let me apply to this. I use www. Well, I use the this platform only, um, for it's the most reliable for me. So I will put this, and this is the only platform I use because I do give a free consultation. Um, my clients email me their credit reports, and www.bit.ly credit check first, and I respond. Now that usually take 5 to 7 days, and sometimes a lot of people have to stay on me. You know, they have send me an email or another text that Queen of Credit, I sent you my credit report. I haven't heard from you. I get backed up, right? Because it is a free consultation and it takes 5 to 10 minutes. But I usually don't have set coaching or consulting prices because of that. Because everyone's credit report is different. Like Chad might want his student loan deleted. Somebody else may want their student loan reversed. They just don't want showing the late payments. And that method would be good for that person. Someone else might have 5 collections. Somebody else might have 1 collection. Somebody else might have 3 charge offs. Somebody else might have a bankruptcy. So it's not a one size fit all. You can also remove your bankruptcy when it has been up to 2 years. Yes, and it's easier to dispute and remove a bankruptcy after it has discharged after 2 years. If you're trying to get before, I had to learn it the hard way. You trying to get that bankruptcy out 2 years, it, you know, it's It's pulling teeth. So I always, wait within that 2 year time frame. Any questions? Because I'm about to log off. You're trying to get qualified for a home. You're trying to get business credit. You want to know what's the benefits of business credit. Business credit is powerful, 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 and more of people need to get in it. Also, during the recession time, you need to look into opening credit unions. Credit unions are much different. They are different than banks. They offer, I would recommend anybody looking to purchase a home or um, be a part of a credit union or vehicle, pre-used vehicle. They offer the lowest interest rates, and oftentimes people think that banks and credit unions are the same. And did you know, speaking of 2019 financial crisis, that credit union have thrived in lending money, right, during financial crisis? And so a lot of people say, hey, well, why get my credit fixed or repaired if the financial crisis comes? The banks will be shut down, and they won't be lending money anyway. Well, the banks will be lending money. It's just too small. They'll be cherry picking, which means it'll be limited, right? Because we know we're printing too much money and currency. The dollar. I recommend PenFed. Also, Storm Credit Union. That the dollar is depreciating, meaning that we're having more dollars printed out for the same services that's rendered or same services that's offered. Navy Federal is also good. Storm said my Experian is 660, my TransUnion is 670. Just that one collection. I think you emailed me too, Storm. And I think I emailed you back. I'm not sure. That one collection is holding me back. It's the apartment one. So I sent some letters to two agencies. It being a pain in the ass. If I Okay, so I can get those collections out for you. That's not a problem. Someone asked me earlier. Let me try to scroll up on YouTube about getting something with an apartment off. Can't think it. I don't know. But send me. I'll put the description um and my link. Again, anything repossession, tax lien. That was you. What did you ask me about your apartment? Oh, it's holding up your apartment. One collection. Storm, let's get ready. Let's get ready. Let's get that out. I froze my LexisNexis account and my Discover card. Um, my Discover card limit decreased by half. I had to remove and freeze and call Discover to fix my limit. Wow. And that's why I just recommend Discover for people that's starting to try to get credit and build credit, because Discover is good as for people that has a very thin credit file at time. And if through now your TransUnion, yeah, when your credit limit decrease, it'll throw it'll, the oh, you're talking about, okay, I'm looking at K Lane. So you had to remove the freeze. And so why did you put a freeze on LexisNexis? Was it because you're trying to remove a bankruptcy out there? Um, and Amir said, and I had Sallie Mae student loan back in 2009. I owe, but now Sallie Mae went out of business and shows on my student loan paid off in good standings. But now they have removed it off. Yeah, that's why I tell people you got to know the strategy. Do you want your credit um, student loans removed, or do you just want to reverse if they're showing late? That's why everything is customized on my end. I'm not just somebody's, hey, 30 days, get your credit sweep, get all negatives removed. I got this student loan, delete off my credit report. Because again, deleting student loan does not um, uh, out of the obligation of paying it back, right? So yeah, they was in good standing, but there was nothing you can do in that case. If they went out of business and they just removed out your credit report, there's nothing you can do but continue to add good credit, primary credit trade lines. A lot of people ask me about AUs, authorized users. I don't get into that yet. Just remember, with authorized users, you want to make sure that that debt to income ratio on the card is from a creditable company. Maybe a friend and family member first that can do it for you. And because if their credit card is maxed out, you don't want to be an authorized user. Is Discover card better than Chase? For startup credit, yeah, Discover card is. Chase is really, if you can get Chase card, I'm a personal Chase, American Express. I used to have Discover, I don't anymore. Um, but I do have Discover it for my business. I do have a $10,000 Discover card for my business. I probably won't use it because that Discover card business credit will show up on my personal credit. I only use and utilize business credit cards that do not show up on my personal credit. Okay, you use the book and clean up hell of my stuff. Okay, credit seeking book. My Equifax is 750. So the book worked great. Thank you. The apartment collection has been over 6.5 years. Now that apartment collection, Storm, you would, is it a collection or is it a charge off? The difference between a collection and a charge off, a collection account is an account that has been sold to a third party. And I do help people dispute collections once your debt is sold to a debt collection season trade line. Okay, thank you. And so once it has been sold to um, a third party debt collector, I've helped. My biggest amount that I've disputed, and this client did not have to owe $13,836. That was like my, and they also, and they was he's out of California, and okay, you clean up your charge off easily. Storm, how did you do that easily? That's great. What charge off are you referring to? These are the top charge off I see: West Bank, Fingerhood, Cons, and some Capital Ones. So yeah, but collections are different than charge off. Now, if you give me your Chase charge off, yeah, Chase are really one. What's the highest score you can get up to? It's an 850. I mean, it's an 850. But that all calculates in how much debt to income ratio you have too. I got my scores up to 823 FICO, the highest I've gotten, but it does drop when, especially when I'm applying for business credit and I have to get those inquiries removed or wait till they file out. Or and so I have my strategy. Sometimes I get like I have a 25,000 Navy Federal card. So I do have a 15,000 personal PIN Fed. So when you get those new accounts, it your credit history is lower, your total credit history, and sometimes that'll drop. But I tell people you want to get in that 720, 750 range. If it drops because you're strategizing to do big things with your credit besides go out there and go on a shopping spree, then that's great. So, I post my credit score sometime. I want to keep above 750. I've been up to 823. But, that's all about strategies. Um, you signed for apartment for your son, left on the balance. With that home apply? I don't know. Was it, Mr. Liddy, was it turned to a collection? Was it, is it a collection right now? Is it showing as a collection or charge off, that apartment? Um, Balance. Okay, Storm. So, Storm, I think you sent me your credit report. So when I log off, I'll look at it. I'll look at it. So yes, so it's showing as a collection. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Especially, I don't know, Mr. Lilly. Just text me after this. I have to see what your underwriting is saying. And when people are going or trying to get qualified for homes, I tell them what is your lender saying. I don't try to remove anything that the lender says is not hurting you. Sometimes lender will say, "Hey, a charge off within 2 years will hurt you. If it's older than 2 years, then leave it alone." And then some of them will look deeper than 2 years and say you don't need to show a charge off or collection period. So every underwriter has a different process for approval. You keep Storm on YouTube says she keeps everything under 5%, pay 100% on time. I don't buy consumer stuff. I sell stuff online wholesale. Yes. Um, Well, for me, Mr. Sam, that's my process. I've got bankruptcy removed in 40 days, but they've been older. When they're within their 2 year time frame of discharge, it takes usually 6 months or more. So that's what I'm saying. The older the bankruptcy, the higher in less than 6 months um, that I've getting those bankruptcy off. So that's just my personal experiences. In order to be a member of PenFed, Do you have to know a person that is? I don't think not with Penn Fed. I think with Navy Federal you do. But with Penn, I joined Penn Fed and I didn't know anyone. So that's the difference between Penn Fed and Navy Federal. Um, it's mandatory to freeze your Lexus. It's a good thing to freeze your LexisNexis report before disputing your bankruptcy. Yes, that does help. But you also need to get your LexisNexis report. LexisNexis is a smaller bureau, and so they are a reporting bureau. They're under the laws. Okay, Storm on YouTube said PenFed is open to the public. Okay, thank you, Storm. Mr. Jenkins on Instagram, she said PenFed is open to the public. I don't have anybody on Periscope right now, I don't think so. Show me some digital love on Facebook. And so, but LexisNexis falls under the Fair Credit Reporting Act as well. So you can dispute LexisNexis and get that bankruptcy deleted or removed off LexisNexis as well. And then once Experian, I know, thank you for the digital love. Thank you so much. I'm getting some in the hearts on Facebook. So once you get that deleted off LexisNexis and then Experian responds that, hey, we verified this through LexisNexis. Now you can show your verification of proof that no, you can't verify through LexisNexis because it's deleted off LexisNexis as well. So that's an extra process that has to be done, right? So hey, I'm signing off. Anybody can tell me who's winning out of the Clippers and Golden State's the game still on? When I was thank you, Storm. I'm going to look at your credit report. Then I have to go walking. So you all, it ends midnight. Thank you so much, Instagram. Tomorrow, I partner with a company organization. So this is like our flight thing. The good thing about I'm getting so many clients now that I needed extra help. Okay, great. You had PenFed for 6 years. Great job. Thank you so much, Kayline. And so, and doing it. Golden State won. Did they? Oh, okay, Golden State won. Okay. And okay, Stone, so you haven't sent me a credit report. Okay. Thank you so much, Desolate. Desolate. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Um, and so we're working. The good thing about it, I trust this company for what I see. That's why we're united for this special, but it ends at midnight. It's 421. So, because it's so low and it does not include inquiries or late pay, but because it's so low, and that's for all three bureaus, so people that's less than $200 a bureau, right? This is not like taxes where you do one form and you mail it into one address, one office. In Texas, right? You have to mail it in to all three different locations: Georgia, Texas, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, and Chester, Pennsylvania, right? And so it takes three different mailings and processes and affidavits to be composed on your behalf. So less than $200 per borough, that's a great, great price. Also, if you're interested in income shifting, if you work a job and you can use $200 to $600 more out of your paycheck, check out the website www.incomeshifting.com. Watch that 18-minute video, then connect with me. I personally train you. Your credit reports, I'll leave the description in there. Go to www.bit.ly/credit check first. bit.ly/credit check first, FIRST. Save that in PDF format and email me your credit report at LD, that's LaTanya DeLoach, LD at fixmycreditandcash.com, right? LD at fixmycreditandcash.com. Thank you all for tuning in. Let me get my exercise and see what other basketball games are going on today. The 421 ends at midnight, right? So if you didn't hear what all that covers, go back and watch the replay in the beginning of the Jimmy K. You need a God-fearing woman like me, smart, intelligent, and sexy. Jimmy, how much money you got? How much? What's your credit score? Oh Lord. Okay, I just got an email from someone. All right. Is it black people with great credit is a sword that we need? Yes, ma'am. It's a powerful weapon. It is a powerful weapon. Happy Resurrection Sunday to you all. Let's restore and resurrect your credit. Queen of Credit, I'm signing off. Thank you all for tuning in.